What happens to your club tattoos when you leave an outlaw motorcycle club is a question I got asked a heap of times. Firstly, it depends on how you left the club, whether you left on good standings or bad standings. It depends on length of time served and whether you retired active or not. It also depends on what tattoos you have, because some tattoos you can only get after a certain amount of time in the club, or tattoos that are earned, same as patches. But for me, the chapter that I was in, we actually had a tradition that when you got your full patch, there's certain tattoos that you did have to get. And for me, I had to get those covered. And that wasn't a problem. When you join the club, you get told the rules. So they're the rules. And I had accepted the terms and conditions when I joined. So I knew what was coming. I knew what was expected. However, keep in mind that I left on good standings. People that leave on bad standings don't have the choice. And I have heard some absolute horror stories of how people have had to have tattoos removed. I've never been a part of it or seen it, but I have heard some absolute horror stories on getting tattoos removed unwillingly, or even as a punishment for playing silly games. There was some tattoos that I didn't have to cover. For example, I've got the 1% diamond on my neck. And most clubs are in agreement with this one. It's that if you've gone all the way and you've actually earned that diamond, that is something that is yours forever. So most clubs will, not kick up a fuss about that tattoo at all. That's an earned one. But for the other ones, like the club name and things like that, yes, I had to get them covered. But I will be honest, covering that one up, covering the club name and everything up, that did hurt a little bit. It was a big part of my life and it meant everything in my life at one point. So it was a tattoo that I'd attached a lot of meaning to. However, like I said, you know the rules, the terms, the conditions and everything when you sign up. It's not like you're going in blind. You know the rules, so you just accept them.